Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever, whenever this video might find you. It is the one and only African superstar. Guys, I haven't been before you for a little while. Obviously, you know I'm currently on the African Superstar World Tour, and we just returned from Paris a couple of days ago. So big shout outs to the African Superstar family. I know some of you guys have missed African Superstar Radio. African Superstar Radio, I share on my other social media networks, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We do it every Tuesday and Thursday. So obviously, while I was in Paris, I did not do the radio, and I didn't even do it yesterday. I was just really tired. But let me go ahead and show you guys our new award. Hello. Yes. This is the best diaspora Afro pop / rapper of the year. We won this because of Ghana is Good for Me. Well, we were nominated based on Ghana is Good for Me, but we won it because of you guys, because you sent in the votes. Special shout outs to my girl Susan from the UK. She sent in over 7,000 votes by her damn self. Hello. And then shout outs also to Michelle Kendricks, who has voted in every nomination we have had this year so far. And my girlfriend, honestly, she even sent me a little bit of support while I was in Ghana. While I was in Paris. Much love to the African Superstar family. Today, guys, I'm going to go back to my roots. Hello. For those of you guys that have been watching me for a very long time, you know that originally when I started social media as motivational. You know what I mean? I started social media back in 2013. I was going through a lot of things personally that time. I was going through my divorce. I was still living in America. I was going through a lot of tumultuous situations in the workplace, and I needed motivation, and I believe in looking for solutions, creating solutions wherever you find the problem, not waiting on the next person, not looking to the next person, because realistically, the next person cannot facilitate it, to the standard that you might need. So I realized as I was constantly seeking motivation and I was constantly going through my own challenges, I thought, well, why can't I provide motivation to other people? And also it became motivational to myself. So today I want to ask you guys, big shout outs to the family who's in the belt. Black Beauty always is the first there. Big shout outs to her on code. Yes. When you come in the room, make sure you make your presence known. Make sure you like the stream. You can show your support if you're happy about our platform. If you're happy that we're winning, if you're an African Superstar music lover, you're going to be happy that we're winning. Isn't this nice? This came from Paris. I posted on the community tab the official red carpet picture in my kente cloth. Yes. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. Thank you guys for making this possible. We are definitely taking our music to the world. Yes, independent. All right. Good quality lyrics, doing it grassroots. I couldn't do it without you guys. So I want to say thank you. This is my first official live since coming back from Paris. Today, I want to ask you guys, are you really going hard? Are you really making the effort? Are you really trying? Are you really, really, really investing? Are you really trying to position yourself, or are you just saying that's what you're doing? I was having a thought in Paris because I have to tell you guys, obviously a lot of what you see on social media a lot of what you see in the media in general is movie magic. Okay. You constantly see, the impossible things happening. You see people do stunts. You see people do like dramatic, rapid changes in 30 minutes. You see people's whole life story in an hour. And, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes to connect A to B to C to D. And going to Paris, shout out to anybody. We only have a couple of you guys. Has anybody been to Paris in the room? Just let me see a number one. If anybody's been to Paris, let me see a number one. Paris is a place, this was my third trip there. I'm not really overall impressed with Paris, just to be honest with you. I know that the world has a fascination with Paris and stuff like that, and the way it's portrayed, it's the city of love. And, obviously there's the Eiffel Tower. There's a lot of landmarks there, the Palace of Versailles, Champs-Élysées, Notre Dame, the list goes on. But I'm really not impressed with Paris. It's not a place that I desire to just go for holidays. I also don't speak French. So navigating, reading, taking the trains, trying to communicate is a challenge. Obviously, the ceremony was quite nice. The red carpet was beautiful, very luxurious. Obviously, we got a brand new award. It was so much fun to perform on that international stage. I mean, the audience was packed. There were big, stars from Ghana there and things like that. But, the logistics of every other thing. I'm going to post my one and only vlog from Paris later on this afternoon. You guys can take a look at that. Almost immediately I got to the airport, the shenanigans started. And what I'm saying all this to say that to actually accomplish things in life, guys, you have to go hard. Okay? You have to constantly persist against the friction of mediocrity. Okay? Because the world around us sets the stage for us to be very mediocre. It sets the stage for us to conform. It sets the stage for us to be just another number in the masses. If you really want to make your impact on this world, and you want to do it your way, and you want to bring your dreams to life, and you want to live, fulfilled and all that stuff, you are going to, you're going to have to be persistent damn near every day of your life. And one thing I hear constantly from our people is it's not easy. It's so hard. I don't know how. It's difficult. What about this? What about that? I don't know if we have this kind of concept that things are going to be easy or they should be easy, but easy doesn't get any love. Easy doesn't get any respect. Huh? Easy, free, easy. At the end of the day, usually not high quality. When you go into, let's say, a department store and they're running a promotion, okay, and they say, okay, buy one, get one free, or buy one, get one half off, or, whatever, something like that, okay? They're not giving you the top of the line, products. They're not giving you the brand new fashion of the year. They're usually giving you some kind of less comparable product, something from last season, or, something, whatever. Okay. Even if you buy 2 items and they say, okay, the free one's going to be the lesser value one. There are some products in the department store that never go on sale. Like, see me, I love perfume. So perfume is a thing that never goes on sale. Some high-end makeup or handbags or, these kind of things. Certain outfits, like for men, tuxedos and stuff like that. I mean, it's like they never go on sale. It's always going to be the same price forever. Free and easy is not valuable. Okay? When you persist against the obstacles and you actually get what you are pursuing, the feeling it's euphoric. It's like nothing else that you've ever experienced. This trophy so far is my favorite because of the backstory of this trophy. You know what I mean? When the nominations were going on, I was really struggling in the competition. At a point, I even was down. I was the 3rd in position. In this particular competition, there was no runner-up. Okay, it was winner only in the category. Winner only. All right, winners only get to perform in Paris on the international stage. That is it. So there was a lot on the line. A lot of the people in my category, they're all diasporians. Okay, they live in Europe, they live in the UK, You know, I believe I'm the only one who lives in Ghana that was even in that category, which is what that means is a lot of them, they may have fan bases in their respective countries. And what it ultimately boils down to is they can afford to get more votes. Because you see, to get somebody to send a Ghana CD is not a big deal, you know, but people were voting in pounds and dollars and euros and stuff in this competition. I was way out of my league. I even competed against a good friend of mine who's, in my opinion, he's an amazing rapper. You know what I'm saying? He's a drill rapper. And I was just like, how am I supposed to do this? The reason I love this award and the story behind this award is because I was the underdog. I was the underdog going into the final day of voting. You understand? Out of nowhere, I had one fan, just one, my homegirl Susan, who lives in the UK. Susan is a real, all the way for real fan. Susan sent me over 7,000 votes that day alone. That equates to nearly 500 pounds she sent just to ensure that we were going to win this. And, you know, after that happened, I was absolutely in tears. I was actually at the fitting for another event with my tailor, Gray MUA, Grayman. And when we saw that Susan had sent all these votes and it put me in the overwhelming leading position, the first thing I heard from my ancestors said, Gina, you are a winner. You are a winner. Okay? Even in situations where it looks like you're unsure of how it's going to turn out. And to be honest with you guys, I would say that is the synopsis of my journey in Africa. Okay? That's the synopsis of my life since I left America. I literally don't know what is coming ahead of me, going to be the next step. I literally don't know. But I follow, you know, the intuition that I'm channeled into. You understand? Because nowadays, when I get that feeling, when I get that internal feeling, or, you know, I see I'm connecting the dots, I go for that. I no longer disregard that feeling. Sometimes people, you know, they call it their sixth sense, they call it their conscience, they call it the Holy Spirit, whatever. You get this sense inside of you of how you should handle a situation, what you should do. And a lot of us, we turn our back and we don't listen. And we keep saying, no, but I can't do that. No, it's not the right time. No. And we go against the grain. Sometimes it warns us about danger. Sometimes it warns us about people. You know, it tells us, oh, this person not a good person, Gina. You need to stop hanging out with them. It tells us, ooh, I don't think I should get into this relationship. I don't think I should give this person my number. I don't think I should do this and that and the other. But because we ignore it, I'm very plugged into it. So my ancestors were saying to me, yo, Gina, listen, okay, do what you need to do. Go the path you need to go. And the rest is going to rise up for you. You know, the Bible says, rise up a standard, huh? I kind of envision a big, huge wave. If you guys, I recently saw Little Mermaid, so this is recently in my mind. I took my niece to go see Little Mermaid a couple months ago. And at the end of the Little Mermaid, okay, when Ariel goes onto land with the prince and all that, her daddy comes up from the sea on this massive wave. And, you know, the other mermaids are there and they kind of send their blessing and they kind of wave her off. That's what I think about when I think about raising up a standard. When I think about, you know, the hedge being made up in between you, your dreams, and your resources or whatever. I'm coming to you guys to tell you guys, quite frankly, that you may not be going as hard as you should be. And that may be why you're not accomplishing things. Because in as much you will get support from those around you, you've got to be in perpetual motion in order to get that. You know, you've got to be in perpetual motion. I go to the sea. I try to go to the sea on Sundays. You know, I love going to the sea. I believe it's a privilege of living here. I get communication from the sea. You know, I don't know what it is. I'm a water, you know, sign. My birthday's in June. I'm a Cancer, and I don't know what it is about me and the sea and the water and all that. If you're not, you know, you don't believe in superstition, I don't know. But every time I go to the sea, I get a lot of inspiration. I get a lot of peace. I get a lot of, you know, guidance. So I went to the sea a few weeks ago, and I was sitting there and I was deep in my thoughts and my worries about, you know, all these things. Shout out to any other leaders in the room, because you know that we just have, at any given time, we just have so much on our mind and our plate, you know, and people around us don't understand, especially people that are not leaders, because they just have to focus on today's events. You know, we got people watching us, listening to us. Plus, we have to facilitate our own needs. We don't know what the path is. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure out the answers. We don't have the resources. It's just, it's a lot. It's a conglomerate of so much. So I was in my thoughts, deep. I was deep in my thoughts, and I, you know, was just in my thoughts. And the ancestor said to me, just make the music. Just make the music, Gina. Because in reality, you know, I'm in this music journey, and you know, I want to definitely go further than I currently am. But the reality is, I gotta have a catalog. I gotta be making music. I gotta be making songs. Can you imagine that Ghana is Good for Me was the only song I had right now? The fact that I'm a versatile type of artist allows me to function in a lot of different capacities. You know, this particular award that we just brought back from Paris is Afro Pop Rapper of the Year. My first award of the year was Female Vocalist. Okay? If I only had one rap song, I wouldn't have qualified for Female Vocalist of the Year. Female Vocalist of the Year was because of For Every Action, There's a Reaction. Okay? The ancestors were reminding me, stay focused on the path and do the very basics. It's also something that we struggle to do. Okay. Oftentimes I get contacted by diasporians interested in the continent. I get emails. They're asking me 11 questions. 11 questions. And then when I turn around and ask them a couple questions, they're not prepared. They're asking me up and down questions about Ghana and don't even have a passport. They're asking me up and down questions about Ghana. They have they don't know when they're going to come. They don't have the resources to come. They don't have any sources of income. They've never been here before. And I'm thinking, like, sometimes it's important, guys, to go back to the basics and make sure that you cover the basics first. Okay? If you are someone who is confused by all these different things, sometimes you need to scale them all back. Okay, push everything back and get down to the core of your life. Okay, the very basic things that you need to do. I would say if you're interested in migrating to Africa, that's, again, the core. Okay, how am I going to earn money? Where am I going to live? Okay, do I have the logistics, you know, the travel documents, the plane ticket, the visa to get there? Okay, focusing in on those basic things first of all, and then, you know, allowing all those things. I think personally that is why I am experiencing exponential growth. For me, getting back to the basics was connecting to my root. Even as an artist here in Ghana, the amount of things I've been able to do in the last, it's not even been 2 years yet. It'll be 2 years around the latter part of October. That's when I recorded Ghana Roll Call, Ghana is Good for Me. That's when it all began. In the course of this 2 years, I've dropped multiple music videos. I've dropped 2 EPs. I've recorded nearly 20 tracks. I've performed internationally. I've won awards. I've been on the radio. My music video has been on TV. For all that to happen for an independent artist outside is just like unheard of, you know, because the resources it would take, the expense that it would take to do these things in the West is very, very, I mean, it's just unattainable for the average independent artist without a record label with you know, moderate or low income. And if you pay attention, other artists from the diaspora, especially like many of these Nigerian artists, they were all abroad. Davido, Burna Boy, Tim's, Wizkid, Naira Marley, you know, all these guys were living in the international community. And when they got ready to do anything significant, they came back home because there's the support here. You know, there is the resources here. You have a lot of talent here in Ghana, you know, in Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya. You have a lot of local talent. You have people that are hungry, you know, because they want to make money. They want to escalate. So they work hard and they give good quality. You know, I think my entire team is a testament of that. You know, my makeup artist turned into a tailor. He's making amazing clothes. Big shout out to Grayman. Hello. You guys have seen he's done 3 gowns for me so far, and they're all amazing. You know, absolutely stunning, very professional, very high quality dresses. They fit well, everything. He saw the fact that, you know, women's gowns, basically women's event gowns, bridal, you know, showers, special events, whatever occasions, it's big money. So he went and learned the damn skill. And he got that after he became a makeup artist. You know, he first became the makeup artist because he had friends that were photographers. And the photographers always needed makeup artists. And he saw, oh man, these people are getting money. So he took a course and then he started buying, you know, the makeup and blah, blah, blah. Now he has a double client base. Because in some cases, like for special events, he makes my gown and he does my makeup. Which means he's double, tripled his income. These are the kind of people that you're going to connect with on the continent that it's difficult to, you know, have access to them in the same way in the West. I say all this to say is because there's a myriad of resources for the visionary and the leader here. There's a myriad. And you probably have already seen some of your diasporian, you know, YouTubers or whoever personalities. You've seen them springboard and blossom since they have been on the continent because of what I'm talking about. My question to my audience today, because I'm very solution oriented, is, are you going hard enough? Okay, are you really trying to make your life be what you want it to be? Because you must be investing yourself heavily into that. Trust me. You have to be the main component to your organization. Hoping and wishing that you're going to get other people to support you and, you know, propel you, it's unrealistic. You have to be the one driving, you know, pressing, being persistent, overcoming the obstacles. I say about 3 months ago, let's see, 3 months ago, that was, okay, so September, August, July. Okay, July. So I was in London at the time, okay? When I first traveled into London, let me first greet you guys. What's up, Black Beauty Always, Tony Africa, Global Green Book. What's up, Scarlett, the DJ? I see you, family. Make sure if you're here, want to be greeted, leave me something in the chat. I know it's probably early in America. It's 11 a.m. here in Ghana, so it's quite early for those of you guys over there, but if you still want me to say hello, leave me something. 3 months ago when I was in the UK, you know, I had already started trying to formulate how I was going to handle my world tour. Okay, so I have been thinking about going to the UK to do my world tour for several months. That was something that I was thinking about. One of the things that was going to be contingent was obviously the expenses. Coming from Africa, going back to the West, everything is astronomical. You know, the amount of money we earn here, you need 2, 3, 4, 5 times that to do whatever you need to do in abroad. So I told myself, okay, if I'm going to go to the UK, I'm only going to the UK if I can get a job. Okay, like a little, you guys know I work there sometimes, temporary job. So let me just get a temporary job to manage my expenses while I'm there. Ooh, sorry about that. So I organized something, had something lined up. And I communicated with the promoter, like, okay, I'm coming. I bought my flight ticket, you know, and obviously the whole game plan was there. When I'm there, I'm going to raise money for, at the time, it was just South Africa. I don't even think the Paris nomination was in when I originally started heading to the UK. So I just thought to myself, you know, because I think another thing as a leader, you have to be ready to broaden, you know, extend your shoulders, you know, take it on and face what's difficult. If it's your dream, then you need to be the one driving at it. You really shouldn't leave it in the hands of other people. You know, so I knew, okay, I need to raise money for South Africa. I need to, you know, do this. I need to do that. I need to get a gown. There's a lot of things I need to do. And I'm currently fundraising on a channel, but you see, we haven't even had that much support, and I don't even push it really heavily because it's like, I'm going to do me regardless. Hello. Because honestly, if you leave your aspirations in the hands of other people, I mean, they might let you down, and you don't really want to be in that situation. So I thought, okay, let me just go to the UK. I'll work for a month, and then I'll have plenty of money to do what I need to do. I won't even need to come to the channel. So I get into the UK. I'm supposed to go to the office and do this registering. Then that, you know, within 2 days of me getting there. When I go to the office, they tell me that the position is no longer available. Basically, it was a warehouse position, and because of the, you know, the poor economy in the UK right now, they don't need the extra hands that they thought they needed. So there was actually like 10 or 15 of us that had turned up to get this job. We all had gotten the same, you know, start date, whatever. So here I am, 2 days into the UK, no job. Okay. By now, all my tour dates have been organized. So I have shows. And I'm sitting here thinking like, this is bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I came here to make money, but I'm going to actually go in the hole spending money because my tour is promo. Okay. So I didn't actually make money for my shows. Yes, that's right. Okay. I know you guys be thinking, oh, wow, Gina's a millionaire now. No. I'm still an upcoming, you know, artist. I just saw the opportunity to perform internationally and try to attract a new audience, and that's what I went for, because that's what I want to be. I want to be an artist who's major in real life. Okay, some of these people are social media people. No, I want to be a real artist in real life. Okay, that I can do shows, people going to know me, come to my concerts, that kind of thing. So I need to start performing in person so that I can, you know, garner these audiences. So anyway, I ended up being in the UK for 6 weeks. I depleted so much money there because of transportation, you know, food, my preparing for my shows, you know, my hair, my nails, I mean, it was unbelievable. During the course of July, I got nominated for Paris. And I was just like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, yet another travel I was not prepared for. And I'm not even working. I don't even have, and I just was like, you know, I'm telling you guys this long, I'm going somewhere with this. So I've come to the point now in my life that I don't lament over the situation. I just focus on going forward. Okay, that's it. I can't look at all the erroneous things around me and let those things begin to impact me. All I can say is, okay, you know what? Let me just try to put one foot in front of the other. Just keep going. Okay, just keep going. Just keep going. So at that point, originally the South African award was supposed to be the 9th of September. Then I learned that the Paris award was going to be the 16th of September. And I was just like, how am I supposed to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I supposed to do this? So I focused on, you know, the Paris one the South African one, with that being the first one. So we won that nomination. And all of a sudden, they send an email a few weeks into, you know, September, I believe. No, August. They send a message saying that they have rescheduled the South African Awards for the 21st of October. So I'm like, oh, I'm so relieved, because I'm like, okay, that gives me more time to get ready for South Africa. So then I shift my focus onto Paris. Okay, so I'm like, okay, Paris is the new one. So let's get that sorted out. And a lot of things just kind of fell into place. for me to be able to do Paris. Now, I spoke to the organizers of the South African one. They're still waiting on their visa. Apparently, they need a group visa to take some of these Ghanaian artists to South Africa. And that's what caused the original delay. And they still don't have it. So he said, as far as it is, it's still on the 21st of October, but we have not, made the official flyers and all that stuff because we're waiting for this visa to come back. So I tell you guys this long story just to say that put one foot in front of the other, and sometimes things are going to align. I had my own game plan 3 months ago as to what I was going to do and how everything was going to work out. Yet, the way it's organizing itself is organizing itself in my favor. And things are going according to plan. And that's why I just say that you should be going hard in your endeavors. If you do, 9 times out of 10, especially if it's what you're supposed to be doing, that's important too. Because sometimes if you're doing something that is not suited for you, you're going to face extreme obstacles, okay? And I believe extreme obstacles, normal obstacles are there just kind of, it's part of life. Extreme obstacles are there to really get your attention and tell you that this path is going to be very bad for you, or this path is not going to work out. You have to have wisdom and discernment to understand the difference of, these things. Extreme obstacles mean no. Moderate obstacles are just hurdles you need to overcome to get to your goals. If you are on the right path, you will be amazed how things start organizing themselves. I can't really express what this chapter of my life means to me. Coming to Ghana, I could not fathom who I am and the life that I'm living. I know that it's a testament to plugging into my root. This is a place where I'm most optimal. This is a place where my stress is reduced. This is a place where I sleep well. I eat well. My social life is great. I don't live, a very restricted life or face racism or police brutality or just safety in general. So what that leads to is me being in my most optimal performance. I can be free and liberal to find and pursue my dreams, my goals, and talents because I tell you, I did not ever think of being a musician. Never. It wasn't until I came to Africa, I came to Ghana, I decompressed for like 1 solid year of being out of the West. And I have the time now, I have the comfort and my mind is clear. My mind is clear enough to compose. If there's any other, artists out there, musicians, whatever, your mind needs to be clear for you to be able to compose well and create well. And I see a lot of our people, especially many people here on social media, they're not really serious about their aspirations. They're not. And that's the difference between people that go far and people that don't go. Am I the most talented musician in the world? Nope. Do I have the best voice? Are my songs just like every song, hit song, amazing song? No. But what I do have that rivals many of my peers is a serious drive. A drive that will not relent when I feel that I need to go for it. I'm going to go for it with 500%. And that's something else that's important. Big shout out to the family. What's up? Brown Coat Blue is in the building. And Amina. Hi, guys. It's the one and only African superstar back from Paris. We came with our 2nd award of the year. Shout outs to those of you that sent votes. Okay. This is how we achieved it. Some of you guys just sent well wishes and likes. That did not get this. No. This came from people that actually sent votes. Yes. Sent votes. sent support to the GoFundMe, sent monetary, you know, tangible. That's how we did. We bought boats, okay? We bought plane ticket to Paris. We got a dress. We got a hotel. We had transport. All that stuff took money. So for any of you guys that sold into our world tour, this one is for you. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. Yes. The other thing I want to preface before I wrap up today is being in tune with yourself, how important that is. Okay. Again, especially as a leader and a visionary. All right. The people around you in your environment, they don't have the expertise to advise you a lot of times. What they have is maybe, you know, they have opinions and maybe they have an expert opinion. But in terms of them having tangible, hands-on experience, you know, to accomplish the things that you may be pursuing, they really don't have it. And when that is the case, you have to have the understanding. You got to be plugged into yourself enough to say, okay, I know these people are saying this and that, and I know these people are advising me this way and this way, but I personally know that this is the best decision for me. Okay. I deduced on my own recognizance that moving to Ghana was going to be good for me. Okay. I did all that assessment. I didn't come with the year of return folks. I didn't come with the love on the continent. I didn't come with any of that stuff. I came because I was at peace here. Okay, I was happy here. I love the weather. I like the food. I like the social life. I like the music. You know, I like the culture. I like the kente cloth. You feel me? This is it for me. And ironically, me coming here has been a very prolific experience for me. Even though I struggle at times in my own mind, I just struggle with how am I going to do this stuff? How am I how am I going to become an international award-winning musician who talks about the continent and Black love? Don't have money. Hello. How am I going to move to a country where I don't have any family and I don't know the language and I don't, you know, how? Hello. How am I going to communicate with my peers, you know, other like-minded individuals like me, scattered all over the world? These are some of the questions that were before me, and I had no answers for them, you know, yet I still would walk the path, you know. When I originally came to Ghana, 2016, and loved it, the wheels were turning in my mind of how am I going to live here? Because back then, you know, Ghana was very much, who do you know? You know, there were very few Black Americans, foreigners coming here like that back then, you know, in mass. So as a foreigner coming, it's like, okay, how am I going to navigate this place? Back then, they didn't even have Google Maps here in Ghana. Okay. So when you needed to get around, you literally needed to know where you were going or have somebody who knew where they were going assist you. I remember a couple times I tried to take a taxi, you know, fortunately I was with somebody. And according to Google Maps, you know, it was taking us to some other place, you know, and literally you would just have to stop on the roadside and say, hey, boss, I'm going here and here. And they said, oh, okay, just go up the road past that plantain seller and then make the right. And then there's a church and then you go past it. That's how they were given directions back then. And then they were given it in trees. So I was looking at the enormity of the situation. And I was like, I love it here, but how can I actually create the infrastructure to live here? And I just simply worked towards that, chiseling every day, just trying to put myself in position to do what I identified as the right thing to do. When it comes to my music currently, I believe it's the right thing to do. It's a great creative way to share positive messages with our people, with our young people, desperately needed. It's another way to show how when the diaspora connects to their motherland, they can springboard. You know, in many ways, the African Superstar is the embodiment of all of these things. And it's very important that I do it because I'm the one. You know, I was in the clouds the other day, coming in over Rwanda. Shout outs to Rwanda Air. That's who I took to and from Paris, which means I had a transit in Kigali. So for those of you guys that know geography, I traveled all over the damn world last week. Coming into Ghana, I literally have been in 4 countries before getting here. Started in Paris, went to Rwanda, had a technical stop in Abuja, Nigeria, and then came to Ghana. Yes, so I was all around the world that day. But when I was in the clouds and we were coming back over Rwanda, I just thought to myself, it's unbelievable. Like, this is so unbelievable. This life that I'm living, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. And the ancestor said to me, Gina, you're the one. You know what I'm saying? You're the one. And even though you feel like you suffered in the West, it's the fact that you were in the West that gives you the perspective needed. It's the fact that you were in the West that gives you the accessibility to travel and move around and really take your platform to the world. And I just was like, you know, things are making sense now, because I couldn't understand a lot of things. But as I keep plugging deeper into myself, I'm finding those answers. You see, the diaspora has a thunderous power in this world. If only we would recognize it, and if only we would actually implement it. We have a thunderous ability in this world. Okay? We can have a world perspective. There are many, many artists here in Ghana, for instance, very good artists, very popular artists that have difficulty traveling abroad because of their papers, you know, because of their documents. Every time they need to go to England or go to Paris or go to Germany, they have to get visas to do this. And sometimes the process can be long, or sometimes they get denied. There have been artists that have big programs waiting for them in London or, you know, across Europe. And because they don't get visas, they get denied. I was able to have an experience that, you know, many local artists have missed out or craving, you know, because of my accessibility. It's an asset. And it's amazing. Even those of us from the diaspora that have been able to tour the African continent, people born and raised here have not been able to do that. You know, some of us here living in Ghana, some of you guys have traveled around Cape Coast, you've gone to Tamale, you've gone to Sunyani or Takoradi or Kumasi. There are people here in Ghana that have never even toured Ghana. You know, we've got to see the beauty in our position, and we've got to utilize that thing. You know, it becomes more and more evident to me that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. The journey led me here, but the journey only led me here because I was examining those breadcrumbs that my ancestors were planting. You know, my ancestors were giving me little indications and showing me things, and I picked up on it and I pieced it together. You know, I had a conversation with the ancestors right before I wrote Ghana is Good for Me. Right after my channel went down, my YouTube channel went down, I said, okay, look, you know, I came to Ghana. I had a bunch of plans, and a lot of them depended on the success of my YouTube channel. You know, I had other business options I wanted to do, but I was using the capital from my channel to kind of invest in those other things. So when they took my channel down, it trickled through many things, and it created a lot of problems. I told the ancestors, I said, look, okay, a lot of people want me to fail on this journey so that they can say they told me so, and they can say that there's nothing in Africa, and they can, you know, laugh at me and all this stuff, ha ha ha. You know, obviously there were some people. I remember I got some comments on my new channel like, oh, I guess you're going to have to leave Ghana now that your YouTube channel went down. Yeah, baby. 2 years later, I'm still in the building. Hello. But I remember that. So I told the ancestors, I said, look, I should never be put to shame. I should never be put to shame for listening to you guys and for wanting to live in my homeland. Okay? And Africa is for Africans. So if we're Africans, if we're African Americans, if we're Black, diasporans, Black, British, whatever, if our root is here on this continent, I should never be put to shame for just simply wanting to live in my homeland. And literally, I wrote Ghana's good for me. Right after that conversation that I had with them, I said, I can never be put to shame. And this whole music thing was born. And it's unbelievable. But again, it's the result of me, pursuing what I know is right. I firmly believe that I'm meant to be here. I'm meant to be here, right now. Some of you, it's the same. And you've got to figure out how to facilitate it. And you're looking around at your resources and you're just like, I have no idea. I just encourage you to keep going towards that goal. Okay? But if you're not going hard enough, you don't have anybody else to blame but yourself. All right? If you're not putting in the work, if my ancestors wanted me to become an international award-winning musician, but I wasn't making music, it would be kind of hard for them to propel me, wouldn't it? Now they're positioning me and doors are opening and things are happening, but I still also have to perform. I also still have to be ready. I also have to be, at the right place at the right time, and I have to be delivering whatever. If not, there's no material to work with. Some of you guys say you want to come to Africa. Some of you guys say you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do the business. Where is the proof? If somebody who doesn't know you looks at you on paper, would they say, Amina really, she's serious about this thing. Scarlett's really, wow. Brown coat blue, yeah, we know where his interest lies. Can they see? You say you're interested in Africa. You say you've been saying it now maybe 5 years, 10 years. If you started saying it around COVID time, year of return, 4 years already passed by. Huh? Maybe you done been in Atlantic City. You done been in Miami. You went on a couple cruises. Maybe you went to London. You still haven't been here. You claiming you want to be here. You claiming Africa's the future. You claiming that you love. You can't even put your foot down and come over here and see what's happening. Huh? You over there dreaming about Ghana. Little do you know, when you come here, you don't like it. You actually like Tanzania more, or Senegal, or South Africa. You're delaying yourself by not taking the necessary steps to even get started, fam. Trust me. And I can tell you there's people right here on this continent, they are laying their groundwork right now. If you're in a position to take, move forward, but you're not, people are getting in their advantages before you right now. The world's not waiting for you to get in position. Trust me. So this is the message that I had on my mind today. I want to naturally inspire you guys. I mean, I think that is the whole inception of this platform. I'm someone who I'm highly motivated, but it's always inspirational to hear about the underdog, the person who, didn't sacrifice their integrity, the person who's transparent, the person who's consistent, that always gives me so much joy. And unfortunately, you're not going to see it in the mainstream, because the whole thing of them being mainstream is they sacrifice something. They sacrifice their integrity 9 times out of 10. Okay. That's why all of a sudden you see, we were having a debate in this Ghana forum. Big shout out to the family, guys. I'm wrapping up soon. So if you want your greeting, draw me something now. I'll be wrapping up after I finish this point. So currently, one of the big artists from Ghana that's gone international, his name is Black Sharif, or we call him Blacka. And it's no surprise how immediately, he's gotten a record deal. I think he's partnered up with one of these American labels, either Warner Brothers or something. Now the devil starts showing up in his music. He got a big old devil tattooed on his arm. He's wearing weird clothes. and all this kind of stuff. And so there was this debate going on in this chat room, and people were saying, oh, well, why is he doing this and that? And I said, it's very obvious. I mean, you can just align it. He was never talking about that kind of stuff here in Ghana. You know what I mean? He would never have gotten anywhere with that kind of image. Now he's gone international. Now he's partnered up with American record labels, and now he's getting a more toxic image. And I said, it's just a matter of time before he starts wearing pink or wearing these kind of androgynous clothes, or, having gay symbolism in his music, because that's what they do. That's how they get to mainstream. Okay. You guys think the Illuminati's not real, or, these contracts. Oh, they tell them, hey, we're going to give you fame, but you need to do this and that. You need to have this kind of image. You need to talk about this in your music. There's a video where Snoop Dogg talks about this. He talks about his famous song, Gin and Juice. Shout outs to the family. I know, does anybody know the song Gin and Juice? Hello, let me see a number one. If y'all remember this, this is from back in our days, guys. So Snoop Dogg was talking about how they came to him, the liquor company said, okay, apparently a lot of record labels are also heavily invested in private prisons. All this stuff is legit information. You can go look it up. They don't hide it. Okay. So a lot of these record labels have been investing in private prisons, which is why their music promotes you to do nonsense that's going to put you in where? The private prison, so they can make money. Okay. That's the answer as to why is American music so violent. Gang activity, murder, drug, promiscuity, everything that's going to produce very low quality generation. You know what I mean? Because that kind of behavior, that kind of living is going to give you a problem. Our people seem to find a disconnect and say, no, I mean, I just listen to it because of the beat and this. No, you are what you eat. You listen to that music, you regurgitate it, you say it over and over again. At times, you actually channel the feelings. Some of us have done this. You had a heartbreak and now you're listening to, Tony Braxton, or you're listening to Brian McKnight. You're channeling yourself through this music. Same thing. So Snoop said that they came to him they came to the record label and they said, okay, hey, we're going to give you some money. Okay, the gin company. Okay. So the gin company said, okay, we're going to invest in this record label, but we need y'all to advertise our music. So naturally, Snoop Dogg came up with the song Gin and Juice. It was a massive hit. Okay. And all through the 90s, I mean, I remember seeing Cavassier, you had Hennessy, you had all kind of these Ciroc. Well, Ciroc started a little bit later, but you had all these kind of liquors, that would be incorporated in music videos, incorporated in lyrics. They are using this music to create consumers out of you. And that's just the facts. Okay. And influence you. And not influence you to be, hey, the best you can be. No, to encourage, to do detrimental things that they were going to ultimately capitalize on. So big shout out to African Superstar family. I know this message went up and down and all around, but that's just a small snippet of the mind of the African Superstar. Yes. But again, I do want to just say thank you to everyone who is contributing to our music journey. Okay. Not the rest. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be real. Not the rest of you guys. Okay. Because all this stuff takes resources. Now, I'm the big investor, but obviously with the support of you guys, I can do so much more. So all this so far, our awards, our plaques, this is for the African Superstar family that is actually involved in the journey. I really deeply appreciate this. Is how we are going to get our music to the world. Because we are not going to sell our integrity, so I can't bank on the resources of these big record labels and all that stuff, the promotion they can do. I'm not, I'm going to have to function on my level, which means that my personal fan base is who can help us get this out. But we're doing the damn thing, ain't we? We doing it, ain't we? And the haters. Woo! I know y'all be mad, don't y'all? Y'all be like, yeah, Gina, I'm not buying your EP. I'm not gonna watch your music videos. I'm not. No, you do watch the music videos because you're nosy. You want to see what I'm doing. But you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna send no votes. It don't matter. It don't matter because just like the ancestors showed me, okay. Even in the clutch, you know, my girl Susan, she was more than 10 people. She was actually more than 40 people. She sent 7,000 votes her damn self. Even if I had, you know, 60 people put in 100 votes each, them 60 people wouldn't even have equated to what she did. But that's what happens, guys, when you are putting in the work. That's what happens. You know, the doors are going to open because it's meant to be. And that's what I realized. I realized that I'm meant to do what I'm doing. I'm meant to do. Sometimes I will be like, but, you know, like, how is this going to happen? It's my personal, this is what I'm supposed to do. You know, and you guys have your various things that you're supposed to do. And the reason they're not getting done is because you're not doing them. You know, any place I go and people are like, what's your name? And I say, the African superstar. And they're just like, their eyes pop open. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, the African superstar. I give them my card or show them my luggage or whatever. And they're just like, wow, what a name. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. But I realized, yeah, I mean, a lot of people really, realistically, they could not necessarily do what I'm doing. Even a lot of African artists, their attention is the West. They're not even touring in Africa, going around to different, distributing their music on the continent, you know? So I say all this to say the diaspora, we have a very unique advantage here on the continent. And I just hope that you guys recognize that. And I hope that you guys implement this. And obviously this is not for those of you, you know, you spies and spectators and you guys that are not serious. And then you white people, this is for the people that are like really interested in leaving their mark. I want to leave my mark on this continent. You know, that's what I want to do. You know, because I feel that a lot of us have been struggling in the West. What's up, Soul Healing again? Thank you so much. Yeah, the name is quite profound. We have been, you know, the diasporians, we have been deliberately estranged from our home because our home provides us a lot of support and resources. You know, some of you guys like me, I know I said I was almost done, but I'm almost done in a minute. Almost done. I haven't talked to you in a week, so I'm gonna talk. Hello. Make sure you guys get the lights up. You can show your support in this chat. Hello. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like this content. We have been deliberately estranged from our root because it provides us the necessary support. If you're like me, racism to you and disrespect is like completely debilitating. You know, I used to be constantly angry in the West because I just felt so mistreated. You know, every little thing I was like, you know, it's not like you're getting paranoid, but you know you're not being treated well because of your color. You know you're being discriminated on. You know there's double standards. You know there's nothing you can do about it. You know your people are getting victimized and everything. You see yourself, you know, degraded on TV or, you know, the negative stereotypes and all this stuff, and you're just powerless. And it was debilitating. You know, in my case, I'm like, but none of this defines me. Like, none of this is me. You know, I'm educated, I'm sophisticated, I'm well-traveled, you know, I'm very mature, I'm all these things, but I'm not displayed like that. So the racism in the environment is debilitating. It's like constricting. And if for no other reason, guys, you leave that environment, that is a huge, colossal reason to leave that environment. I'm telling you. You don't realize how it's impacting you, you know, being constantly facing racism. From day to day here in Ghana, I'm not black. I'm not a black woman. I'm just an African. I'm just a woman. Okay? Don't think about color. Don't feel mistreated. Don't feel disrespected. Nothing. Don't feel like a minority. Nothing. And that is such a huge blessing. You know, when I was recently in Paris, I just thought, oh my God, being black is just so exhausting. You know, in these settings, you know, they're like screening you at the damn TSA. You know, that you ask the maitre d' at the restaurant, and you know they're giving you an attitude, and it's just like, what the hell, man? And France is really crazy because they are just pillaging all of these nations in Africa, destabilizing those nations, and then when those migrants come to their country, they're like frowning on them. And it's just such a weird world that we live in. But nonetheless, that's another topic. Big shout out to everybody who was here with me on my very first live back from Paris. Much love to the African Superstar family. I love you guys. I will be back a little later because today's Friday and we're going to do our, you know, promo for our tour coming up in March. Yes. If you guys want to visit Ghana, you want to come see me here in Ghana, get on our tour. Limited spots only. It's going to be lit. You get a private concert. You're going to spend 7 days with me. Go to Kumasi, go to Cape Coast, and be here in Accra. It is our maiden tour, one and only. Yes. None of these other tour operators got a tour like that, baby. Hello. They can't. It's one and only. Okay. So if you're interested in the tour, I'm going to put the website in, but we do on Fridays. I mean, apart from World Tour Fridays, I'd say. World Tour Fridays, guys, I can't do it because it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot in these different locations. All right. If you're interested in our tour, you can go to taiahuru.com. It's right on the homepage. You can book your deposit there. It's $1,000 non-refundable. That is your round trip plane ticket from either JFK or London. Includes hotel accommodation, includes the private concert, traditional photo, transportation, breakfast and lunch, to, you know, throughout our tour. So we would love to have you there, African Superstar family. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.